there, this is Shannon for This is Fit Workouts Inside the Hoop, and today we're going to have a little bit of fun and a little bit of challenge. So we are in the next couple of weeks going to start working on shoulder hooping and some breaks and that sort of thing. For me, shoulder hooping was a super challenging one to get, so I'm going to break it down into a bunch of lessons. I thought this one might be a fun way to get the sense of what it's like to have your hoop, your shoulders inside the hoop. So we're just going to do a little play with some tossing and some breaking, actually, the very basic steps of it. The reason you can do this before shoulder hooping is you don't need any continuous motion on the shoulders. So what it looks like is this: catch, catch, catch. So I'm starting feet grounded, hoop out front, ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my whole body to the right, and when I do that, I'm going to use my right hand to push the hoop over to the left. My whole body's going to turn with it, and then I'm going to push it back in the other direction. So right hand pushes, and then you'll see my left hand, let's get an up close of that. Here is how it's coming through the hoop. Okay, and so it's going to be able to catch that to toss it back the other side. So, looks like this. Left toss. Whoop. Don't worry about that part. That was me getting ahead of myself. We are just tossing it back and forth. So, you see I'm ready. Right's throwing, left's pushing, right's pushing. And we're just pushing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to get up close so you can see what that looks like here. Oh, got to be grounded. And I'm just pushing. It's just a wide open hand. It's almost hitting it just at the base here. And I'm just giving it a little throwback. And it's just a fun, my body is in this a lot. You can really get the motion by having your legs and just twisting that whole torso into the move. Whole torso. It doesn't really matter if it's falling down. Okay, well, if my hoop's falling down, I'll just bend forward. And I'm going to do that same motion. So just want to make it clear. This is where I'm starting. Hoop is around the back. There's my biceps with the hoop coming through, and here are my hands on the outside. And so what I'm just doing is just pushing it. I'm just giving it a push, 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 push. It is the beginning of shoulder hooping and the beginning of breaks on your chest and your shoulders, which are hard. That's why I give this to you right now, before you know shoulder hooping. Before we get into shoulder hooping, I want you to have some fun, just to play with the hoop, just to play with your shoulders inside the hoop and your hands hitting it back and forth. What does that feel like? Kind of fun. It's not so particular that you need to keep the hoop up, which you will need to do in shoulder hooping. It doesn't really matter. You can just let the hoop, be wonky and just practice that, hitting it and throwing it back, hitting it and throwing it back. My personal spot is trying to hit the base of my hand, sometimes a little bit on the wrist, but as you play with it, you'll find where that sweet spot is for you. So the tips, again, we're nice and grounded so that our legs are going to help with that pushing motion. We're going to go hard over to the right, and the right hand's going to push it to the left, and we're just going to push it back and forth, and back and forth. Try it. Go down low. Woohoo! Add some legs. Have some fun. So again, the lighter hoop's going to make it easier on your hands that are hitting it. Bigger hoop's going to give you more time to catch up with the motion. So if you have more than one hoop, play around with it, find the one that works for you, and I will see you next time inside the hoop.